What is good on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So this will essentially be my phase 2 or week 2 of the Exit 9 program, where I've subscribed to the Exit 9 Pro monthly subscription, and I'm given a breakdown on YouTube and essentially recording my progress and journey with Exit 9 and how I intend to go about the business plan that I plan to achieve and create for myself. Now, the goal being buying and selling cars as one of my sources of income, which I would love to scale. Currently, I'm making actionable steps towards this. On the side, I have my side job, which I'm doing an apprenticeship with through a construction company. I've been with that company for 3 years, and it's been a bit of a tough journey. But the goal and the purpose behind all of this is to allow myself for some sort of freedom in the future. Now, not only that, but also turn something that turn a passion into something that I can create money out of. And currently in my current job role, I don't really have the passion for something that I'm doing. However, in a way, it does teach you general good life skills, which an example of that is essentially discipline, doing something that you don't want to do, but you kind of love it. So you love it. Regardless, you just have to get it done, right? So it teaches you that, and it transfers those skills into your life, right? So essentially, I have come back to Exit 9, and this is the platform. I'm currently with the Exit 9 coach here, as you can see, and I kind of lost myself in the process. So now I've completed the 7-day challenge from where we were last week. I now have to tap myself back into the Exit coach, and this is the chat that we've just recently had, right? So essentially, it's asked me this question: have you locked in phase 1 commitment yet? And from my end, I need to confirm that the direction that I'll be going to is towards buying and selling cars, right? And I want that to potentially be my official exit path. And essentially, I do want that to happen, right? And it's told me to reassure myself that once I've started the exit section, I do the brutal truth mirror self-assessment and complete the define exit, and it will choose your direction clearly, and then you lock in with phase 1. Phase 1 being that first commitment for 30 days that you lock in during that process. So essentially, this is what I'm going to do next, and I'll indicate this in the YouTube video, where I'll be going through the exit sections on the Exit 9 platform, and essentially this is what it will tell me, right? So the exit sections are the foundation for moving from exploration into a 30-day test, right? Putting the actions into a plan. So essentially what the exit section do, it will give you a life audit, it will give you the brutal truth mirror, it will define your exit, and it will give you your phase 1 commitment and your next actionable steps going forward. The goal is to spend 20 to 30 minutes on it so that you know your situation, be direct and honest, and that's what I'm all about, right? Transparency and honesty on this platform. I'm not here to lie, I'm not here to manipulate anyone. This is the honest truth. I've always been a truthful person, and I've developed over time that it's important to be truthful with whatever you say or do, because something will swing around the other way in the future, right? So this is what we're going to do now. So we're going to go to the exit section. So this is the exit section, where you'll be able to essentially it will give you a path. The path being to step away from the life that's been assigned to you and build one by design, right? Defined by time freedom, financial independence, and control, right? So currently I'll be in phase 1, as you can see, and we'll begin phase 1 now. So phase 1, the foundation. You cannot build a new life without fully understanding your current one. So you need to understand what's your current situation that you're in. So let's go through this. A path built in phases. This is what the exit section is all about. Each phase unlocks only when the previous one has been completed. This is designed to create real change and in a realistic time frame. In this phase, you'll find 4 things: the life audit, the brutal truth mirror, define the exit, and then locking in your commitment, as we mentioned earlier. So we'll enter phase 1 now. So this is the tab essentially for your exit section, and this is the life audit. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the life audit. This is what it will give you, and the very first chapter is chapter 1, being the life audit. So it will score the key areas of your life and expose the gaps. This phase will give you a clear snapshot of your current life, honest visibility on patterns, what's slowing you down, and defining the direction that you're going to commit to. So we'll start with this. So here we go. When you feel tired, distracted, unmotivated, or emotionally off, how likely are you to still do what needs to be done? Now, with me, I'm going to be honest and truthful and say there are times where you do feel tired. There are times where you are distracted, right? We live in a modern world where there are many distractions. And I'd say if I've got something that I know I need to get done, I will do it within that day, especially if it's an important task and I've written it down. So right here, I'll give myself definitely a 7. When you start something important, how well do you keep going once the excitement wears off? When something's starting off well, it's important to keep up that consistency, right? And same goes for the gym, right? If you're going to start going to the gym, or if you're going to start a new club, or if you're going to start something or go into something which pushes you in an uncomfortable situation, what are you going to do? Are you going to go all in and commit on it? Or are you just going to half-ass it? You have to go all in, right? The reason why I say this and stress this is because you get the experience that you've obtained from something that you've put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. You're able to grow as a person and share that life experience with others. So I would say it's important to definitely carry on as you're going. And when you start something, how well do you keep going once the excitement wears off? I'd say I carry on with the same consistency. How willing are you? So the next question, right? So there's 13 questions in total here. So how willing are you to temporarily sacrifice comfort, convenience, and easy distractions to build the life that you want? How willing are you to temporarily sacrifice comfort, convenience? I would say I'm willing, but inconsistent. There are times where temporarily I do like to be comfortable in certain situations, but that's where you grow as a person, right? So yes, easy distractions come by, but the most important thing is that you are apprehensive and you're trying new things constantly. And that's the stage where I'm at right now. Like, I know what I'm doing with my current job. I know where I'm at and what I need to do to fulfill my duties. And I think it's time for me to make a change. And this is what this change is all about, right? So, willing but apprehensive. Deep down, how strongly do you believe you can build a life that looks very different from the one you have now? Now, I have the belief, right? I definitely want that to happen. I've been wanting to strive for better since having this lifestyle of being with an employer for X amount of time. I don't intend to have that as my future because I want to have a bit more freedom, though it does give you structure. So I'd put myself at a 9 because it's all about belief. When something goes wrong, how do you usually respond? Now, in real life situations, I have to do this in my current job. When something goes severely wrong, you have to adapt, right? You have to be able to adapt with the situations, because construction, for example, is a highly rapid changing environment where you have various activities going on in multiple directions, multiple rooms, multiple floors, levels, whatever there could be, because there are many different activities happening at one time. So the most important thing is that, yes, you adapt quickly. So I'd say I'm confident with that. How well do you protect your attention from distractions, interruptions, and low value habits? I'd say when I am definitely locking in and focused, I can definitely get things done. So I put myself at an 8. When your life is not where you want it to be, how much responsibility do you take for changing it? Now, it's about taking ownership, right? It's all about accountability. And I used to, even this year, I would keep a habit tracker log out of the entire month, generally based on what am I actually doing, how am I genuinely improving myself, and I would tick it off, kind of like a chart system here. I'll show you guys in here. So I would have something similar to this where I'll tick off, okay, if I need to cut off social media, if I need to practice my prayers, or if I need to do my daily push-ups. It would be following this kind of system where you have the month and you tick off the activities or the habits that you're trying to form in order to keep yourself focused and tracked on what you're meant to be doing and not get distracted. So I would say, for this question, I would take full accountability if I'm not actually taking the steps forward towards the goal that I'm trying to achieve, because at the end of the day, you are a reflection of what you are and how and what actions you've taken in order to actually progress with your life. So I would say 7 or an 8 definitely. How willing are you able to do uncomfortable things when they are necessary for growth? Now, I definitely love growth. Change is definitely important, so I'd always continue to seek growth through challenge. When you know what you need to do, how quickly do you usually act? Now, the most important thing is that you can act when you have a plan, or you can also quickly and adjust. You can act quickly and adjust. However, I think these two things go in combination with each other, to be honest with you. But for now, to answer this only, I'd say I act quickly and I adjust. How honest are you with your current self? How honest are you with yourself about your current habits and choices and results? I'm fully transparent about everything, right? I note down everything that I do within every day. I try to do a life audit on a separate journal which I have, so I can actually understand what am I actually achieving towards the goals that I've written down for the year, right? So it's all about accountability. And so is this, right? This channel is all about accountability, transparency, in order to tell you guys what I genuinely want to achieve out of this life, right? I'm still quite young, so I want to share my ideas and share the journey for the future, for anyone who may want to experience or learn about my experiences and how it will impact other people's lives. So in the next question, when you feel stressed, rejected, anxious, angry, or overwhelmed, how well do you control your actions? Now, I'm going to be honest, there are situations where, emotions do actually override your thoughts, right? And it's all about maintaining and being emotionally content with whatever's happening. It's easy to say that, but at the end of the day, it's all about taking accountability, moving forward, and notice that this is genuinely part of life. So if I would say in response to this question, I believe it's quite hard to control your actions. However, one thing that does help is meditation, which I do religiously, which does keep me in the zone when I do feel stressed, rejected, anxious, or angry, because these are essentially emotional thoughts which are tied into the brain. And one way to get away from these things and to get away from this worldly matter is to meditate. And that's one thing I would encourage other people to do. How often do you keep the promises you make to yourself? Often, most likely, I do keep my promises. When I say I'm going to do something, I will do it regardless of how I feel. So, definitely a 7. Rate your current character across these areas. Okay, interesting. Discipline. Definitely there, right? Consistency. Definitely strong. Focus. Strong. Ownership, strong. Emotional control, strong. Self-belief, I'm developing, I would say. I have belief, definitely. Courage, yeah. Speed of action, I'm developing. Self-honesty, I'm always here about transparency. Standards, definitely up there. My standards are to be exceptional in everyday realm of life. If you can compound and be 1% better every day, that's what it's all about. So we will complete the character phase, which is chapter 1, and next will be the purpose phase. So there's 8 different chapters in total. This will be one of them which I've gone through, and I'll keep you guys in the loop within the next phase and essentially tell you guys what will happen next. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a wonderful, great day, night, evening, wherever you guys are. Take care, and I'll see you in the next upload. Peace, guys.